for sharing and subscribing. Really, guys, I have 100 subscribers. I am so thankful. Thank you to all of you guys that you subscribe to my channel. I am just a beginner and I am so happy that, guys, whatever I did was useful for you. Thank you so much to Vrapce again, because you request that video. So before I start with this video number 2, secrets or note-taking hacks and how to discover what you can omit and what you can put in your note-taking, I just want to say thank you, Vrapce, for requesting that video, guys. If you want to see any kind of video, please request it in the comments below. Really, guys, thank you so much for subscribing. I was not sure if that's useful. You know, when you're not sure, I was not sure if that video that I make are important, and I am so happy and thankful that you guys subscribe and find these videos useful. Thank you so much from all my heart, guys. I like to say I am not doing money with these videos. I just want to be useful, and you subscribing is your way to respond back to what I do that is good. So I'm so happy for you guys. I'm so thankful. Thank you so much. If you want to see something, if you want to request something, write a comment. I am gonna create it for you, as I am creating these videos of a note-taking hack for Vrapce. Okay, guys, this was my introduction. I'm ready to start this video, how to note take. Okay, the number one thing, and this is something that each of you have to do separately, or why I say that nobody can steal you what you know, because these hacks that I can give you guys, that I am giving you, I would like to test them, try them, and see which works for you. You can also modify them, and the part that worked for you, you can use it, and the other one, you can let it go. So you have to modify this note-taking the way it works for you guys, because each interpreter is unique, have unique quality. Your brain is unique, your brain is marvelous, your brain is magical, and these small secrets that I am giving it to you, I hope you guys try it and see which works for you. So I'm gonna be really thankful if you write a comment of these tricks that I'm giving you, what worked for you and what didn't. I give you what worked for me. Okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about short memory, and why I'm gonna talk about short memory is because your short memory is your instrument to omit or take notes. Your short memory, knowing yourself, knowing your brain, is the thing that help you to discover what you need to not take and what you can omit, trusting your own brain, trusting your own self, guys. So the first thing I'm gonna say, I talk a little bit already about short memory techniques and what is short memory and how to develop it. But normally in a medical field or doctor field or wherever, scientists believe that the short memory is 15 to 30 seconds. For me personally, my short memory, it lasts a little bit longer, but this is because I train my brain to remember a little bit longer, and then I empty my brain of this information that I don't need. So what they say, the short memory is a memory that you took information that you heard, you saw it, and is temporarily stored in your brain until get discharged or go to the permanent memory, right? So I'm just checking my notes. Explicit memory, it's something related to thinking. Okay, guys, I'm gonna talk in psychology and therapy and medical field. They talk really deeply about this explicit memory, or memory related to our thinking. So in order to do a good job and focus on note takings and focus on the meaning of the message, I always switch off my logical thinking. My thinking while I take notes is off. I turn on my imagination, and while I listen the speaker on the phone talking, I imagine what they are saying. This imagination kind of note taking, it helps me filter what I need to remember or what kind of a logical field I could follow. And I will tell you, I am pretty good at using that mechanism. I can make a call without even note taking. The only weak part for me, that's numbers. I cannot remember a phone number in a long sentence. I will remember the whole sentence, but the phone number I will eventually make mistake. And then is the implicit or non-conscious memory, the one that we train the memory to, for example, the implicit so-called, I call it imagination memory, and I will tell you how I do that. So I focus on the short term, I turn off my thinking, logical and all that off while I listen, and I imagine it. All right, let's say we are in a call for a car accident and the driver said, I was driving along, and they say the name of the street. Again, I repeat, we cannot omit names, so I write down the name of the street. I was in the middle line. There is this car, white color, that was behind of me. I already imagine myself driving in a road and I see a car behind me, correct? So this is the way I note take, and this is the way that I use my brain abilities to note take. Because if I focus only on a note taking, guys, I panic. I personally was used not to take notes. As I said, I come from simultaneous interpretation, business to business, and for me to have to take a note, it was kind of stressful, especially on the doctor calls. So I developed this mechanism in order to filter when I take notes and when I don't. So I am giving you a number 2 question. What can you omit when you take notes? This kind of information is personal for everyone, guys, and I don't want you to trust me 100%. I want you to try it and see what works for you. So for me, I already know I have a special things that I know I cannot omit. No matter what I do, I can go on for 5 minutes without note taking or longer, but there is these times that I have to note take. All right. So when I take notes, how I discover what can I omit. I will give you a small exercise, guys, to train or test or discover your brain, unravel your brain, and see what you can omit. What works for you and what does not work for you. How you do this exercise, I am giving you an example. You take a video on YouTube for any kind of a medical, let's say heart, body parts. There is 5 minutes of videos. You put that video on play and you listen and you note take, or you just listen and try to remember as much as you can. Normally I do it for 2 minutes. I listen the recording only one time and I try to write down as much as I remember once I pause it. Why I do this exercise? I do not note take, I just listen and try to remember, right? You do this exercise to see how much important information you omit. If it's a terminology, if it's a number, if it's a name, whatever information your brain was not able to capture, that's the information, guys, that you have to note take. And I already know, as I said for myself, if I listen a speech of 5 minutes, I always note take number 1, names of a company, date, times, and numbers. And number 6, terminology. That's why I make so much videos about terminology, guys, because sometimes some terminology are so long and you have so little time of doing note takes of terminology. I will eventually develop a video of how to abbreviate terminology, but this is gonna be in the future. So this is how we discover what kind of information our brain omit naturally. You don't have to worry if you forget something. Just listen to speech and try to type it down. Why I say write it down as precise as you can, because only then you could see the amount of information that you omit, the terminology, or how precise you are. With certain type of information, your brain will be able to reproduce more and remember more. With certain time of appointments, of a doctor appointment, of a dental. For me personally, OBGYN for a female, it's really easy. But if I will do, for example, a male doctor, that would take a little bit more note taking, because I'm a woman and I like to know my body. But for a male part, I'm a little bit less knowledgeable. So this is a trick how to discover what kind of information your brain naturally refuses to remember. Once you know that type of information for you personally, then you can focus on what kind of information you have to note take. And I am making this video, guys. I hope you really try that and you discover and unravel your brain and know yourself. In order to be efficient on note taking, and I would like to repeat, I was, as a child, I was left-handed, and my teacher corrected me. You know, in communism, they believed that being left-handed, it was kind of a diabolic. So I was forced to write with my right hand. And just because the teacher will put a glove on my hand, and she had this stick that she's gonna beat my hand every time I try to play with it, I was forced to use my right hand. But for me, writing was so stressful that I wanted to be done as soon as possible. So I start writing really, really, really fast, because I hated writing. And in a communist school, there is writing all day long. Whoever has been under the communists understand the regime is very strict. So for me, I was the fastest kid that write in school, because I had this psychological trauma, which now become my benefit, because I am able to use it as advantage in my profession. But so before we start writing, and before I create the next video, guys, I like to share something with you. I have a specific symbols that I use in my note taking that help me abbreviate everything. Okay, I will tell you, I have a slight knowledge of a Greek alphabet, I have a slight knowledge of Runi, and I have a slight knowledge, not slight, but little bit more profound knowledge of programming, and little bit more profound knowledge of mathematics and mathematical science. So combine all these different experiences, Greek language, mathematics, and program language, I developed for myself, and now you can laugh if you want to, a special alphabet. I will call it alphabet, but this is science, mathematical, Greek science, computer science symbols that I use in order to abbreviate when I take notes. So let me see if I missed something. I will tell you what. On my next video, I'm going to give you a different, I have them already here, let me see where they are. I am going to give you a small cartoons with each symbols that I use and for what kind of meanings I use them. I use one symbol for different types of meanings in the base of the content and the context of the message. But these symbols are helping me so much to not take fast that you wouldn't even believe it. So that was everything from Yoana to mirror interpretation Todorova. My name is Yoana again. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned, subscribe. You're gonna receive that new video soon of symbols that we can use in abbreviation. Thank you for being here. That was everything. I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care and bye-bye.